Okay, welcome back from Christmas break, class. Okay, please sit down. Let's sit down and be quiet. Please sit down and be quiet, everyone. Sit down and be quiet. Okay, pay attention. Okay, eyes up front. Rodney, please sit down and take that paper clip out of your nose. You could cut yourself. You know what the teacher's gonna look like? Just like this. That's what the teacher's gonna look like, just like this mug right here, every year, because I'm the teacher. And you know what? I could just put you all on mute. How great is distance learning? Huh? Put all your kids on mute, or whatever your kids or your grandkids' schooling is calling it. Oh, whew, I need to take a breather. No, this is not an episode about Van Halen, but when that song gets kicking in, I get carried away with myself. The Modern Moron is very excited to have a high school senior as a guest on this episode. We talk about how it sucks to be a senior in a pandemic. How about that word sucks, huh? Expressions for what is cool or hip or bad. Remember, if something was bad, it meant it was good, right, Michael Jackson? But the term sucks seems to have remained a constant in the vernacular of teens everywhere. Doesn't that make you feel good?
That sucks!
We talk about being a student, what it's like to head to college, not knowing exactly what you want to study. We also stumble upon the subject of mean girls.
She's not pretty.
From preteen through middle school and high school, there is this mean girl mentality.
Do not hang out with her.
It really makes me curious about the whys of the mean girl mentality. What's up with that?
Don't invite Gretchen.
I have a couple of articles that I reference. The links are at the bottom of the show description, as always. One article is from WebMD, which I consider to be a reasonable source. The other is from Psychology Today magazine. Here is one paragraph I found very interesting. Girls start from a point of weakened self-esteem. 69% of girls between the age of 7 and 21 feel they are not good enough, according to a 2016 Girls' Attitude Study. Many younger ones already know the pain of exclusion and instant reputation loss via social media outlets. The same study done in 2017 revealed that half of the 7 to 10-year-olds worried about being bullied online. A University of Oxford study of boys and girls' technology use makes the concern over our daughters being bullied seem very wise. Girls aged 8 to 18 spend more time on their cell phones socializing than do boys who focus more on playing video games on a computer. This is obviously exacerbated by this pandemic, right? Our children are online more, and they're using technology to socialize to some degree, I think, as much as I can see from looking over my daughter's shoulder and listening to her down the hall. Video games have become much more of a social activity with online gaming. Do you other old farts even know about this? I remember my guest's brother playing Minecraft 5 to 7 years ago with his friends wearing a headset with all his buddies. That's the way kids play and socialize now. My daughter plays a bunch of games in a platform called Roblox, Roblox. Ever heard of it? Me neither. They socialize while they're playing. So far, my rule is no headphones, or at least limit the use of headphones. I can't be looking over her shoulder consistently, and neither of us wants that, but I can listen to what the hell's going on, and if I hear something I don't like, I can crash the party. The following is an article from greatschools.org, and it's titled, "Why Are Those Girls So Mean?" Of course, not all girls are nasty and belong to cliques, but whether or not they are in or out, all girls will be affected by the actions of cliques because these behaviors are all around them. They need to understand how the social pecking order works, how they can act differently in their relationships and rise above it. Technology makes it easy for kids to be anonymous in their meanness and spread rumors and gossip like wildfire far beyond the school grounds. And with the ease of use, 1, they don't realize what they're doing, and 2, they can't take it back. I'll tell you one thing, that isn't exclusive to kids. I mean, that's social media in general, right? The woke culture of calling out people and people getting behind microphones and blathering on about their opinions on a podcast. Hopefully, some of the resources I provided here may be some that you haven't looked at yet. Quote, "They think they're better than everyone." Remember that. I would say, since I know so much about the opposite sex, that these, quote, mean girls don't think they're better than everyone. They don't. I have a feeling they might be very afraid and insecure that they aren't even close to being as good. Not as nice, not as pretty, not as funny, not as anything as anyone. They're not as good or as worthy. It becomes a panicked anxiety. And the coping method that seems to work for them temporarily is to belittle everyone around them to protect what little low self-esteem they have. Any new person introduced to the group, especially another girl, represents a threat to their status in the group. If I belittle you, I preserve my status. If I allow you into the group, there's a chance you could displace me and lower my status. It's a survival mechanism.
Oh my god, she's so annoying.
Maybe there needs to be a paradigm shift in the way we view bullies.
Regina says everyone hates you because you're such a slut.
Bullies are crying out for help. They're completely afraid of losing whatever status they think they've built up.
You little pencil neck.
They're very sad people, really, and they don't need to be. Most of us, most of them. Did I say us? That was completely a, whatever. What were we talking about? But why girls more than boys? Is it that way? A lot of male bullying is structured, if you think about it, and even sanctioned on the athletic field. Trash talking is a form of bullying, isn't it? How far do you have to go, or how far can you go before you get called for unsportsmanlike conduct? What about trash talking on the basketball court? Michael Jordan was a master at it. You can go quite a ways with that unsportsmanlike if you know how to do it. If I can get inside your head and mess up your game, make you think I'm better than you, or that you're going to fail, you're going to have a bad day, that's a psychological win, isn't it?
That's terrible.
Icing the kicker in football is a legit strategy. Maybe they should call it bullying the kicker, huh? I mean, after all, it is the kicker, right? They're not even real football players anyway, right? Am I right? High five up top. See? Did it right there. I wonder if this mean girl syndrome is as prevalent with girls who are active on athletic teams as with girls who do not participate in sports. And for now, I'm going to say cheerleading doesn't count. Yeah, sexist, right? You heard it. But in the lexicon of the cheerleader, what used to be one of the first requirements? She had to be pretty.
The spring fling queen is always pretty.
That might have been the Neanderthal breeding grounds for the evolution of the mean girl. Or I could be completely full of shit. No, that's impossible. And why are boys perceived as being more laid back? You'll hear that as well. Is it because of a male-dominated society where they know they're going to get their share, whereas females have to fight and scrap for every single slice of the pie they get? I have no answers, only questions. So we're talking to a high school senior during a pandemic about college and then the mean girl stuff. We join our conversation with my guest speaking about a nursing degree or some degree in the medical field. Thank you, as always, for listening to The Modern Moron.
It's kind of what most interests me right now and what I could see myself doing in the future. I can't really see myself doing anything else. I definitely want to do something in like medicine. So I'm just going for nursing, and then I can, if I don't like it, then I can just transfer out and find something else.
Mm-hmm. How do you look at college? Do you look at it as something kind of an extension of high school, something you have to do? Or do you look at it as something that you get to do, like exploring knowledge of whatever you want?
I mean, my mom has always said that I had to go to college, so that's kind of what. But also, I feel like if I did have the choice and my mom wasn't pushing me, I still would want to go because it's a way to meet people, make connections, and it's a way to like get a job. I think it's easier to get a good job with a college education. Obviously, there's still jobs that you can get, and I feel like college would be fun. No parents.
It is. It's one of the greatest times of your life.
Yeah.
But I think what employers are looking for is that when you show them that piece of paper that you've got a college degree, it shows that you've completed something. Is the main thing, that one of the main things. And the other thing it shows is that you have critical thinking skills. That's kind of a buzzword these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Critical thinking skills. Yeah. That you can take these courses and you can analytically think of things, look at things, and arrive to a conclusion, whether it's business or literature or history or anything. I mean, your mom might not agree with me on this, but in a way, it doesn't matter what your major is. Having a degree shows the accomplishment and shows that you have advanced critical thinking skills.
Yeah, I think if you know what you want to do and getting a degree in that specific area will like further you and help you, then I say go for a degree. But if you're looking for something broader or you just want to have that on your resume, then just do whatever degree you think interests you or whatever you
Absolutely.
think.
I have a feeling you don't know yet what will interest you.
No.
You don't.
No.
So I'm wondering if in taking all this general ed that you're going to have to take in your first 2 years, take classes, I believe you have choices in different like math or science or social studies or history and so forth, that you could take any of these classes thinking it could turn into your major.
Well, with high school, at least my high school, we had a lot of different programs, elective programs that you could take and do. So it kind of let us choose what we wanted to learn, definitely in our senior and junior year, which was kind of nice. So I'm kind of thinking it'll be like that for the first 2 years, and I'll just be able to choose what electives I want to do. So if something really interests me as one of my electives, then, and if I think I'll like it more than whatever I went in as, then, I mean, why not change it?
Yeah, or you could do a double major. I feel like looking back for myself, I should have been a little more curious and a little more maybe adventurous. I don't know if that's the right word or not, to try, you don't have to be a business major.
No.
It's a very practical major. The business world is, it's practical skills. But again, as I said, if you were an English major, you're going to have to write essays which means you know how to communicate thoughts and ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Those are important skills, regardless of what your major is.
And I feel like depending on your major, you can take it in so many different ways. Like for say if you major in something with science, you can take that degree so many different directions that honestly it doesn't really matter what you major in as long as you know you can come out and do something when you are out of college.
Mm-hmm. How has this, your senior year is supposed to be, I don't know what it's supposed to be anymore. Obviously, it hasn't been a barrel of laughs.
No.
What's been the worst thing and what's been kind of a surprisingly good thing, or has there been?
I just like being in school and talking to teachers and making connections. And I'm obviously haven't met everyone in my class still. There's still people that I don't know. So being in class lets me meet new people. I like being on campus because I just like the environment.
The social aspect of it?
Yeah, the social aspect of it. And with seniors, there's so many things that we're just missing out on, just specifically seniors, which sucks because obviously if I was, say, a junior, I would still have another year of high school to be in high school, but I'm graduating this year, so I don't have another year, so this is it. And it's just not a fun way to end.
No, I imagine it's not. Has there been anything surprisingly good that's come out of it? I think I listened to something on NPR that was talking about a lot of people that because they've been sort of sequestered in their homes, they've taken up hobbies or found interests that they wouldn't have otherwise stumbled upon. Has anything like that happened for you?
I mean, I got a job, so it's let me work a lot more than I would if I was in person, but nothing else.
What is your job? Can I ask what your job is?
Yeah, I work at my old elementary school and I work in the after school program, watching kids, making sure. I call it glorified babysitting.
Okay. We talked a little bit about being a teacher, becoming a teacher. Does that interest you at all, regardless of influence from parents? Does that interest you?
No, I think babysitting and like watching after kids is so different from having to teach them. I don't think I would have the patience to try and teach and get a concept through. I don't think I could teach math to any type of kids except if it was like, I mean, I could be a professor, that'd be fun, but definitely not elementary. I don't have the patience.
If you were going to be a college professor, what subject do you think? You mentioned math. Are you good at math? Do you like math? We talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, I like math. Pre-calc, not so much. That one's kind of hard, but I like every other class I've taken, but I don't think there's going to be really any college classes of math that teach anything lower than pre-calculus.
Have you noticed, and this was big for me, especially in college, and then I started looking back, how important, critical a good teacher is to the subject? They can make or break it.
Yeah, definitely. If a teacher can't get a point across, no matter like how hard I try, I still won't understand it.
Right. So you have mentioned math a couple of times, and I remember actually, I talked to her on this podcast. She's a physicist, an astrological physicist. She's like super, super smart,
Ooh.
right? A doctorate in physics.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how much math she had to take. And she ran into block in math, and she was about to change her major. And her math teacher said, it's not that you need to avoid math, you need to take more math. So maybe this pre-calculus thing, there's some concept about it. I don't know math. I never took pre-calculus. I couldn't get past geometry. But maybe there's some concept or something in there that once you could get over that hump, you could keep taking math
Yeah.
and be able to be a professor. I mean, math is kind of a crazy math and science when they merge. I don't know. I mean, I'm not smart enough to articulate it, but it's pretty fascinating how math figures into everything, really,
Yeah.
into science.
Yeah, it really does. It's honestly math and science are kind of interlocked because basically everything in science, there's formulas, there's equations, everything has to do with math. So
Mhm.
it's kind of tough, but I'll get over it. I'll figure it out. I think my main thing is I don't like right now in pre-calc we're doing like graphing, but it's
Mhm.
not a fun type of graphing, so I just don't like it. But I think once I
Mhm.
get over that, I'll be fine. Like I still would like to take more math classes. I still
Mhm.
like math, but just pre-calc is really pushing my buttons.
Yeah. I'm also thinking about what you said earlier. You said socially you don't like meeting new people, but you do like the social aspect of school.
Yeah,
So you like the social element.
I guess I'm gonna contradict what I said. I like meeting new people, but it's just hard for me to like get out of my shell and
Mhm.
want to meet new people. I'm shy sometimes when I first meet someone because I overthink everything and I say to
Mm.
myself, is this person gonna like me? What if they don't? So I just like to stay back, but once I get out of my shell, it's fun to meet new people.
And the will they like me thing, do you feel alone in that? You're like, "Oh my gosh, nobody feels that feeling." Does it feel isolating at all?
I mean, not really, because whenever I go to where I would meet new people, I'm always with
Mhm.
my other friends. This is pre-COVID, obviously.
Right.
Whenever I would go out and I would go with my friends, go out, I mean, like someone's house, not to clubs or anything.
Right.
I would go with my friends, and so I would always take one of my friends. If I wanted to go meet new people, I would take one of my friends so I wasn't alone in that situation. So, and if I didn't want to talk to the person anymore, I would just make my friend leave with me. So, it's always nice to have a wing person.
Oh, yeah. Having a wing person is important. But I mean, everybody sort of has that fear/insecurity of we want to be liked,
Yeah.
right? I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah,
If people say they don't want to be liked, they're probably afraid.
yeah.
There's some kind of fear going on.
And it's super hard with my age because so many people, it's everything, at least what I've seen, a lot of it is about popularity and like who has the most friends. And a lot of people that I've met are just not nice. So it's even harder to want to go and meet new people because some of the experience I've had with people they're just not nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you say generally where and what the circumstances have been where you've run into not nice people? Was this pre-COVID or
Yeah.
during this pandemic?
Pre-COVID.
Like at football games, like at social events, sporting events?
Yeah, social events mainly because I go to a
Mhm.
co-ed school and then in my area there's a all boys school and an all girls school and generally it's the people from the all girls school that are not super nice. They have this thought process that they're so much better than everyone else, and it's just not good.
Cliques?
Yeah.
A lot of social cliques?
Yep.
And that does not exist at your co-ed school, you don't think?
No, it does, but I think a lot of people are a lot more willing to go out and much nicer to go and meet.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to cliques and sort of social backbiting and the stuff you were describing, do you think boys and girls are different or the same?
Oh, 100% they're different. Girls are so much meaner, and they're so, I don't like girls. And guys are just,
Why is that?
guys are so
Why
much,
are girls mean?
because they think they're better than everyone,
Really?
which,
Do you think that's the truth? Do you think they really think they're better? Or because a lot of times when people put others down, it's to lift themselves up.
yeah,
Maybe they're frightened that they aren't better.
that could be true. I think it's a combination of either thinking they're better than each other, or like you said, they're not, but they're just projecting that they are. And boys are a lot more laid back, and girls will make drama out of anything. They will take the tiniest thing and make it the worst thing that's ever happened.
Why do you think that is? Why do girls do that and guys are more, as you said, laid back?
I think guys just don't care, and girls do. Honestly,
Girls do care about what people think of them.
what people think about them, yeah, how they're
Uh-huh.
perceived, you know.
There's sort of I'm hearing there's an anxiety over that.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
So girls have more anxiety about how they're perceived and boys don't.
Yeah, that's how I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but that's just how I've seen
Sure.
it.
Yeah, we're not making any proclamations, but do you think that has to do with pressure for girls to look a certain way and act a certain way, as opposed to boys that, wear jeans and a t-shirt and walk around like ding dongs, where girls are expected to have, look at a boy's fashion wardrobe and how much they care about the clothes they buy and wear versus girls. It's like there's more pressure perhaps on girls to look this way and act this way. And it's, part of the feminist movement to sort of move that out of the way.
Yeah, I definitely think that
Isn't
that has something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough because I love just wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt, but if I show up somewhere wearing that, everyone's gonna be like, "What?" So if I go out,
Have you ever done that?
I have definitely gone to some of my friends' house that were having not parties, but just get-togethers, and I've shown up in like a
Mm-hmm.
sweatshirt and leggings. Obviously, I'm comfortable, but some of the people are like, because a lot of my friends like to dress up and dress up as in like jeans and shirts. And
Mm-hmm.
so everyone else will be wearing jeans and shirts, and then I would show up in sweatshirts and leggings, and I'm just the odd one out, but I don't really care because I'm more comfortable than them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I will definitely go out and I'll wear jeans sometimes. I gotta sometimes look presentable.
Good for you. Good. I'm glad you do that. What do you think is up with, because I mentioned the women's movement and equality and all that. Women should be helping each other, and it seems like that kind of doesn't exist as much as it does for guys.
Yeah.
There's a competition among women that they aren't helping each other as much as they could. Am I off with that, or
Yeah, there's
what
definitely
do you think about that?
girls try to compete to be the best, and instead of bringing others up, they definitely compete to be the best so it wouldn't, equal out, which is
Mm-hmm.
hard. And I think guys just don't care, and they're so laid back, and they're like, yeah, whatever.
Well, maybe it's the guys don't have to care
Yeah.
as much because they know it's a male-dominated world and they don't have to try as hard.
Yeah, I think
Is that possible?
I think
Yeah.
that's it too. It's just, yeah.
Mhm. But girls seem to not, I don't know, there's a stereotype or a stigma that It's either, if we're both girls, it's either me or you, but not both of us.
Yeah, I think the stereotype is that guys always make the first move, and that's like normal. And so
Mhm.
if the girl isn't, how do I say this?
Receptive?
Yeah, if the girl isn't putting herself out there, then what's going on in their brain is that if no guy like sees a girl, then they're not gonna get looked at by a guy, or they're not gonna be
We
seen, I
Mhm.
guess.
Well, we segued over into the romance and the interaction of the sexes pretty quick.
Yeah,
That makes me think of a term called peacocking. Have you ever heard of that
I
term?
have no clue what that means.
Well, you know what a peacock is, right?
Yeah, they spread their feathers.
Right. And in the avian world, usually the male of the species is the more colorfully plumed, and they have to peacock and strut around and attract a female. The female is usually more not as colorfully feathered because she's going to end up sitting on the nest and wants to blend in with the scenery, whereas a male wants to have needs, or the process of natural selection has created a situation where they have colorful plumes and they peacock, which means guys strut around trying to get girls to look at them.
Yeah,
But it seems like it might be a little reversal going on.
I think it's reversed with, at least in high school and college, and I think it's definitely reversed. The girls definitely have to try and get the guys' attention.
Mm-hmm. And you think guys don't care? I think guys care.
I think guys
They
care.
just know how to hide it
They
better,
just
maybe?
know how to
I don't
hide it,
know.
and I think they don't care as much.
Oh, I think they care. I think boys are looking.
Yeah.
I think they care. I do. Well, do you have any well, it's like one camp is over here and one camp is over there, and they're not sharing secrets.
Yeah.
Well, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Remember that book? Man, it ain't easy being a teenager. At any time, let alone during a pandemic. When you've been brought up to think that life is going to go a certain way, and then the universe says, hold on, change of plans. I guess life is a succession of those types of moments, both big and small. Maybe one of the barometers of a good life is your ability to navigate those changes and plans with integrity.
You.
Wow, that was gross, at least coming from my moron hypocrite pie hole. As for the mean girl mentality, I think awareness that it exists is the first step in stopping it. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. Tina Fey wrote the book on the mean girls phenomenon, or at least she wrote the screenplay. That's it for now. Click subscribe, or how about this? The Modern Moron has only one review on Apple Podcasts. Guess who wrote it? I'll give you a hint. It was a moron, and it wasn't the senator. Can you guess? How about going on to whatever platform you listen to this podcast and write a real quick review? Real quick. Could be love it or hated it, either one.
Hate it.
Any publicity is good publicity, right? Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Gretchen thinks you're mad at her because she's running for Spring Fling Queen.
Oh my god, I'm not mad at her. I'm worried about her. I think somebody nominated her as a joke or something. I mean, nobody votes for her. She's gonna have a total meltdown. And who's gonna have to take care of her? Me.
So you don't think anyone will vote for her?
Katie, she's not pretty. I mean, that sounds bad, but whatever. The Spring Fling Queen is always pretty. I mean, the crazy thing is that it should be Karen, but people forget about her because she's such a slut. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm going to bed.
Well, she's not mad at you.
Hold on.
Are you okay? Hello? If someone says something bad about you, you'd want me to tell you, right?
No.
What if it was someone you thought was your friend?
What do you...
Hold on, other line. I'm not taking this anymore. Good for you, Gretch.
Hello? Let's go out.
Okay, hold on. I'm on the other line with Gretchen.
Don't invite Gretchen. She's driving me nuts.
Hold on.
Okay, hurry up.
It's Regina. She wants to hang out with me tonight, but she told me not to tell you. Do not hang out with her. Why? Oh, you don't want me to tell you. Oh, you can tell me. Hold on. Oh my God, she's so annoying.
Who is?
Who's this?
Gretchen.
Right. Hold on. Oh my God, she's so annoying.
I know. Just get rid of her.
Okay, what is it?
Regina says everyone hates you because you're such a slut.
She said that?
You didn't hear it from me.
A little harsh, Gretch.
Whatever, she has a right to know.
I can't go out. I'm sick.
Boo, you whore.